Hello everyone. I'm on my lunch from work, taking a walk. I like to walk on my lunch. Thought I'd take a moment just to share a few thoughts with you guys. So sorry for the poor sound quality, all the vehicle noise in the background and all that jazz, but I'm just thinking about the fact that we as human beings, all of us, have a tendency, I know I do, I have a tendency to go through life thinking that everyone naturally sees things and perceives the world the same way I do. So if you're a person who is introverted thinking at the top, you're just going to assume, I think, that everyone wants to analyze things and understand how things work. If you're TE at the top, you just naturally are going to assume that everybody knows that the primary focus of life is get things done, make things work, figure it out. If you're FI at the top, you're naturally going to think, well, of course, everyone is highly concerned with having an authentic identity and being true to their principles and their values. And so on and so forth it goes, right? With every single cognitive function, no matter what it is. But the reality is that's simply not true. I'm working with, I'm having to deal with a person who is introverted thinking at the top, all in on introverted thinking. I'm not really sure if she's an INTP or an ISTP, honestly. But anyway, she sent me an email. This is probably a couple weeks ago. And she said something like, I expect you to do this, which of course I know you must already be doing. Now the assumption there is, from her perspective, I do this and it's the most logical thing to do. Why would anyone do anything else? Therefore, it's just overly obvious that you must do it too. Or that, for that matter, all people should do it. Now, of course, as we go through life, I think we start out with this expectation. Everybody does things the way we do. Everybody sees the world the way we do. And when they don't, because we're slapped in the face every day with the fact that that's not true, when they don't, then instead of saying, oh, people are different, I should allow for those differences. I should try to understand. I should try to see things from that other person's perspective. I think one of the things that can go wrong is when I see somebody who is clearly not seeing things the way that I am, instead of being understanding or trying to get behind that, I think, well, they're broken. Something's wrong with them. They clearly know and understand the right way to think and what they should do and how they should behave and all that sort of thing. And the fact that they're not doing it clearly means that there's something wrong with them. The reality is, people do not see the world the way I do. People do not see the world the way you do. One person looks at a tree and it means something to them, and another person doesn't even notice it. One person walks into a room that's clean and it means one thing to them. The next person, it means something else to. One person has an experience and it has one meaning to that person. Someone else has the same experience and it means something entirely different to that person. And when I go through life just assuming that everyone is going to naturally see the world and interpret experiences the way I do, then I'm going to be, potentially frustrated with them when they don't do certain things or act a certain way, because I'm going to think, isn't it obvious? I mean, you have to know, like I know, you have to know that doesn't make sense. You have to know that the way you're doing it is wrong. You have to know that nobody thinks the way you think. You have to know these things. The reality is we don't know. I don't know how you see the world. And therefore I should not be held to the standard that you have set up, because I just don't perceive things the way you do. And the same is true vice versa. So I think why this is so important is because we really cause ourselves a lot of trouble, and we cause other people a lot of trouble. We cause ourselves a lot of suffering when we get angry at people. We allow our anger to manifest and to flow up within us because I believe that you think the same way I do. And therefore, if you think the same way I do, you should do the things that I would do and react the way that I would react and prioritize the things that I would prioritize. And when you don't, then instead of being honest with myself and saying, well, this person's just different, I'm going to say, well, I have a right to be mad at this person. I should be angry. I should be, belligerent. I should be difficult with this person because this person isn't behaving the way that he or she should based on what I know they must think and what they must know. So I cause myself wasted anger, trouble, problems, suffering that is completely unnecessary. And then if I decide to manifest that and take it out on the person, then I'm causing them trouble potentially. And they don't even have any idea what the heck is going on. And by the way, years of marriage and parenting will teach you this, regardless of what you think about personality type or cognitive functions. But the only people who are even going to approximate seeing the world in the same way that I do are the people who potentially have the same cognitive function stack that I do and have had maybe similar life experiences. And that's not going to be very many people. And even within that range, right? Even other people with the same cognitive functions who've been raised very similarly in the same society and all that, they're still going to see things differently to some extent. It is incumbent upon me, if I don't want to suffer with unneeded anger and frustration, it is incumbent upon me to not assign motives to other people, not assume that other people think the way that I think. And if I don't want to go through the world causing trouble for other people, then I should also, I believe, try to consider other people's way of looking at things and hopefully realize in my mind that the reason they did what they did is because in his mind or her mind, it made perfect sense. It doesn't make sense in my mind, but it doesn't matter what's in my mind. They're the ones who took the action. He's the one that said the words. She's the one that did the thing. And I need to be patient and understanding of that. And this is very difficult. In fact, I will tell you, I'm going to edit it out, but right in the middle of making this video, one of my coworkers drove by and he's kind of a little over the top, extroverted feeling, rambunctious, super playful. And he yelled at me while he was driving by. He meant it in a playful way. To me, it was really annoying. And I kind of let him know, you're not going to see that in this video, but I did. I kind of let him know that it was pretty obnoxious of him to interrupt me. Why? Why is that annoying to me? Why do I think he should know that? I mean, the reason that I'm angry is because in my mind, he should know I'm doing something. Leave me alone. Don't bother me. I don't want to be bothered. I want to be left alone. But he doesn't know that because that is not how he goes through life. He goes through life wanting those interactions, wanting to react and interact and be around people and be playful and silly and joking and all that sort of stuff that I don't want to do. But instead of being patient and kind to him, more often than not, I find myself just annoyed. So, just a little confession there that I myself am not practicing what I'm preaching here, but I still believe it to be true. Thank you so much. Have an awesome day. Bye now.